Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Founders Grid, sponsored by Gaper.io. Today we have Igino. Igino is the CEO and founder of Bear Flag Robotics. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mustafa. Awesome to be here. Really appreciate it.
So, give us a brief background about yourself before starting Bear Flag Robotics. What you've been up to?
Yeah. So the quick version. My co-founder and I met, it's nearly 20 years ago at Carnegie Mellon. We're both engineers. Aubrey was a mechanical engineer. I was electrical and computer. After undergrad, I went to Stanford for grad school, did a master's in EE, founded my first company as I was leaving Stanford, and ran that for a number of years and did some, also worked at some other companies as well. I was fortunate enough to be original 10 in CMA Networks, which was sold to Cisco in 2013. And happily, as I was investing there, I had a chance to really think about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life and the impact that I wanted to have. And serendipitously to this, my in-laws, my wife's family is in construction aggregates mining. Basically, they mine granite at their rock quarry in Oregon. And so I was first introduced to the labor problems that they were challenged with as I was learning more about their operation. I've always loved being outside, and I've loved running equipment. I've loved fabricating things and basically all things industrial automation in addition to my professional life. And so this was the perfect opportunity to really have impact in a place that I was also very passionate about. And so in 2017, Aubrey and I started talking more about what we could do and how we could have impact. We started looking at trucking and construction, mining, even marine applications. And the story kept coming back to agriculture. I was in business school at the Wharton School at the time, and one of my classmates was having serious challenges on her walnut orchard in California, just finding labor to drive the tractors and do the operations like spraying and ground management that you need to do year round in these tree nut orchards. And so we started taking a closer look and started talking to more and more farmers. We talked in 2017, we talked to farmers all over the country. Consider like obviously your main staples of corn, soy, wheat, alfalfa, but then also tobacco, sweet corn, all types of citrus, tree nuts, obviously, leafy greens, produce, berries, literally you name a crop, and we talked to someone who grows it, and we started to really understand the challenges these growers are facing when it comes to labor, and certainly other challenges as well around water and food traceability and all things that we can help them to do better at. And so really that's where the thought for Bear Flag started, was in these conversations with the people actually experiencing the problems themselves.
Product market fit.
Yeah, man.
Tell us about it.
I think yeah. So the quick one-liner for Bear Flag is we build autonomous technology for farm tractors, and that really answers these labor availability problems that our customers are facing. How can we do more with fewer people on less land? How can we grow more food? Not only how can we help reduce operational expenses through inefficiencies and lost time, but also how can we increase productivity? How can we use our assets more effectively? How can we farm more ground in less time? And that's really the double bottom line that Bear Flag is trying to solve for.
Unfortunate times because of COVID, just crazy situation, right? And from a business perspective, it has acted as a catalyst for a few while affecting the others. So how it has affected Bear Flag?
Man, COVID has been rough for so many people. I've had family members who've personally gotten COVID, and thankfully they are okay, but so many people aren't. And it's been very rough on the world, let alone, our country here in the US. In no sense did we set out to build a company that was pandemic proof. In 2017, when we founded Bear Flag, we were thinking about all sorts of things like product market fit, how macro conditions like climate change and labor availability would really force growers to adopt new technology. And that was really the thesis for the why now. At no point did we think global pandemic. I don't think anyone did. And so I can't say it's to any credit of ourselves. We've just been extremely lucky to be working in agriculture, especially in California, which is still cranked on. And I know a lot of the growers that we talk to are especially proud to keep growing food and help feed people. As COVID struck in the early days of March, April, May, we saw lines at supermarkets, and people were really, really fundamentally scared about food scarcity issues. And the conversations I was having was, how can we continue to keep output up? How can we continue to grow food to feed people? And so Bear Flag, in that regard, has been part of the solution. We're extremely proud of that too.
Ah, nice. Good luck with that, and hopefully more power to you. And you. So, last question in regards to, as a founder, we've learned a lot during this pandemic. Staying home with the kids, family. I've been, for the last 7-8 years, I've been on the roads, in the planes, literally for the last 2 years living out of planes, working 16 hours,
Yeah,
17 hours a day with the kids growing up. But now COVID is making us rethink all of it, right? Do I even need to get on that flight? Can I do it through Zoom? Is this possible? Then on the first 3 months were interesting. Then you start seeing the effects of mental health and all those kind of things, kind of like being.
yeah,
So, two
yeah,
questions out of this. Do you think the world will go back to normal? And second question is, as a founder, how are you coping up with the mental health as well as the people related to you, your employees, your team, investors, customers, family?
yeah. Oh man, uh, Mustafa, there's a lot there. As far as the world snapping back, my guess is as good as yours. I don't have any unique insight more than anyone else would have. I think I do a lot of reading too. I think one of the popular books recently has been *Sapiens*, and it sort of talks through how human beings are naturally social animals, and this is how we've survived. And I think human beings will want to socialize, in person. There's energy you get from being in the same room with a person that's undeniable, and I do think that over the long arc of COVID and humanity, we snap back to that. How soon or how long or what are the lasting artifacts of a plague in society? I'm not your man to answer that question. My hope is that we can get back to having in-person interaction at some point. And that really leads back into the next question, which I do have some insight to as a founder of a startup and leading a team here through a pandemic, about mental health and making sure that we keep our communication strong. And as I reflect on this, it really comes back to fundamentals, right? As the world changes around us, as we're stricken with this global pandemic, as California itself is overcome by fires and smoke, as the world changes beneath our feet, coming back to fundamentals is just so important. Are you getting exercise? Are you getting sleep? Are you able to find some headspace, whether that's meditating or just time alone? Are you able to connect with people and be social in a way outside of work? Like these are the core building blocks of what create happiness. And so being so deliberate about those things, being even more regimented and making sure we get our exercise and making sure we meditate, making sure we get the sleep that's necessary. And once you're able to address those, and once you're able to really execute on that and create this layer of health and safety, then what you can do on top of that at work is really important. And so one of the things that I keep coming back to with the team is keep communication high. And we've always been a high functioning team, and we've always had strong communication, but being even more deliberate about that. Things like keeping super active on Slack, having daily stand-ups, meetings, being more disciplined about comprehensive design docs, emails to the team, making sure that communication is redundant and stable is especially important right now. I think back to during regular times, I knew that on Monday I could just talk to people and we'd have the conversations. But now being deliberate about sending out that Sunday night email, recapping what we did last week and what the focus of this week is, making sure that we see each other and stand up every morning. Just being super deliberate about the basic things allows us to execute at a higher level.
Got it. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and take care of your family. And hopefully, we'll keep on hearing amazing news coming out of Bear Flag Robotics. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.